Hey everyone, One Spitting here with another battle report. So it seems that everybody in my area is getting ready for a 2,400 point tournament that's coming up in a couple weeks. And so we've been playing 2,400 point games instead of the normal 25. So this game actually took place a week and a half ago. It was on the same day as my last battle report game was. So I'm using, I think, the same list, which is um, kind of cobbled together at the last minute. I think I'm going to play in this tournament, but if I'm able to, I don't think I'm going to use this list. But anyway, um, let's see. Starting on my left, so whenever there's 40 goblins, I believe there's always a lord level character to give them some leadership. And in this game they have one fanatic each. So there's a horde on the left. There's a horde ranked up in rank and file, steadfast formation there on the hill. He's got a level 2 and a level 4, and then he's got another horde. 6 trolls, a giant, another horde ranked up in, I shouldn't call them a horde, I guess, another 40 goblins ranked up, 10 by 5. And then he's got some squig hoppas with a character on what I assume is a squig hoppa, or at least some kind of upgrade to that. So it seems like a pretty standard goblin horde list. So here on my right, Peg Knights. Behind him I've got my monster killing, heroic killing blow lord on a Royal Pegasus. I've got my big bunch of men-at-arms, and with them there's the damsel level 2 lore of beasts, and she got the transformation of Canaan spell, which I was very excited about, and she also has the icon to give those guys a ward save. Next to them I've got 10 Knights of the Realm with my battle standard bearer, 2-up rerollable armor save, and my level 4 with, I think, lore of heavens this game. I think that's what I gave her. Anyway, then I've got 12 Knights here with the Errantry Banner, 12 Knights of the Realm, then 3 more Peg Knights, and 15 Bowmen. So, Vanguard up on the right. My plan here is to, on my next turn, to make the Fanatic come out while he's very far away from my lines, and just get behind his guys over here. And then on the left, these Peg Knights, yeah, kind of the same thing. My intention is to use them to draw out the Fanatics. So, Orc Goblin turn 1, he moves up. Yep, he still moved up. Yeah, that giant is just out of reach. I'm not sure my general can make that charge. So, anyway, that's what that looks like. And we go to Bretonnian turn 1. So the Peg Knights on my right, they move up exactly 8 inches away. He releases the Fanatic, and it only rolls a 7. So it's sitting right out there where you can see it. And then I move my guys just behind his squig hoppas. And that's when I realized that those guys move in the compulsory movement phase, and so therefore they can charge me. Wow. There's sometimes when I play fast and loose that just really hurt. Wow. So in his phase, he gets to totally reform to face me and then roll his dice and get a free easy charge into my Peg Knights. So that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. Over here, I moved, as you can see. You know, in hindsight, what I should have done, I don't know why I didn't do it, is I should have flown my general up and parked him 1 inch in front of that giant. So there's nothing he really could have done except to charge me. And then I would have only been strength 4, and I get to re-roll my my failed rolls to wound because I have the Heartwood Lance, which gives me pretty decent odds of rolling a 6 and getting that heroic killing blow. So anyway, don't know why I didn't do it. I kept him back, like you can see. Didn't really rush forward with anything. Peg Knights over here drew out the Fanatics from those 2 units on the left. I didn't pull the Fanatics out from the horde on the upper right because they were just so far back. He killed one of my Peg Knights, and then I continued to fly to the side where you see them now. So, Orc Goblin turn 2, yeah, that was just silly. Dumb mistake. Over here he moves up. Now you see his giant, he made the charge into my men-at-arms. That's, I don't know how much he needed, but that was a pretty good roll. I'm not really worried about it. I'll be steadfast 9, rerollable. The only thing I don't like is my damsels sitting right there, and certainly very vulnerable. Otherwise, I believe his general is in the unit on the left. If you look at the front row, there's a red I guess a squig on one of the bases. Uh, that's his general's unit. So anyway, I think they tried to charge my Knights of the Realm, and thankfully they failed it. And over here, he moves as you can see. Now, one thing I love about um, I am drawing a blank. In front of the peasant bowmen, they've got defensive stakes that works like a fence. And so if that fanatic rolls into him, it hits the fence and then dies, because it dies when it hits any obstacle. So that's that's kind of nice. With him failing to charge, I loved what I saw here. No matter what I do, well, if I charge him with both those units, I think odds are that I get 23 wounds, and he would still be steadfast. And I think in order for him to not be steadfast, I would have to roll, about less than 20% above odds. But there's a chance I could dual charge his general's unit and make him not steadfast and break him and get just a whole ton of points right there. So after combat, I lose my champion, who was in a oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on everything. He was in a challenge. So at least my guy's held. Maybe we can slow these guys down for a little bit, if nothing else. And over here, I forgot what he did. Either he didn't pick on my... No, he rolled where he had to attack the unit. And anyway, whatever happened, my damsel survived, so we're all sticking around there. And we go to Bretonnia turn 2. So got both my Knight Lances, Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, into this ranked up formation with my Peg Knights in the side, and that's where I calculated I should do about 23 wounds. Minus, you'll see Goracle Fix It has been cast on my Knight of the Realm unit, so that means I have to reroll 6s. So that'll bring that number down. So there's a real good chance he's going to be steadfast when this is said and done. On the right, I decided just on a whim not to take my general into the giant, even though that's what he's for. I thought instead I would take him into the flank of the trolls, just to see what would happen. Well, the first thing that happened was I triggered a fanatic, the lone remaining fanatic that hadn't been triggered, and it came right through the trolls, and he put it right where I had to land on it. And I was so lucky that my general didn't die right there. He did 1 wound on me. I'm sitting on 2 more wounds, which the trolls could fairly easily take off me. So yeah, just again another fast and loose move that's probably not going to pay off there with the general. I decided not to take my BSB's unit into the trolls. It's just a lot of attacks, and the vomit attack especially is really can hurt me. Maybe it might have been a good move. And honestly, I might have tried and failed the charge, but if memory serves, I didn't. I just decided just to hang back and keep that battle standard bearer near all the troops. So after combat, the Peg Knights are now dead, and the Squig Hop has turned around. They're greatly diminished, but they're still live and kicking. With this one, in the magic phase, I threw all my dice at all my dice. I don't know how many dice I had, but I threw 6 dice at Transformation of Canaan, and I rolled like 4 1s and whatever, and the spell didn't go off. So that was one of the big reasons why I didn't take my general into the giant, because he already had a few wounds, and my plan was to turn her into a dragon or something, and use the breath attack and everything else to hopefully finish off this dragon, and if nothing else, to protect her. But anyway, the spell was a major fail. He picked her up and threw her or something like that. I think we won combat and he fell down, but he's still alive. He just fell down. So in my big fight, when I charged my Knights of the Realm and Knights Errant into his ranked up unit, these are my rolls for the Knights of the Realm on their 2-hit. I felt that was somewhat unfortunate. That was 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I got 2. But that's okay, because I still have Knights Errant. Yeah. I'm not sure. A couple of them couldn't attack, I guess. And I got 2. So that battle did not go nearly so well as I needed it to. My general flies in. He's sitting on 3s, and he rolls 2 1s and 2 2s. So at this point of the game, I'm thinking, you know, if there's a dice god out there, I've done something to really offend her. So anyway, we go to the left. I only lost one knight, thank goodness. I did nothing on him. I did maybe a couple wounds. I think the horses did a few wounds. Easily steadfast. Everything's good. If you look on the upper right, my general got killed. He did no wounds to the trolls. I don't think. He may have done. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So we go to Orc and Goblin turn 3. He moves up on the right. Trolls charge my BSB's unit, so I might as well have just charged him, I guess. His horde charges in to get a charge and a few... well, I guess he had ranks anyway, but a charge and all that into the big battle in the middle. And yeah, don't know what's going to happen here. I don't really love my odds. So when all's said and done, both my knight units broke from the big combat. My peg knights held, amazingly enough. And yeah, but if they rally, I might be able to get another dual charge off, and maybe if they feel like rolling well this turn, that might turn around. In the battle standard bearer fight, I believe my BSB took a wound, and I lost 2 knights. So I felt that one actually went pretty well for me. So we go to my turn, and I do rally my guys, so they don't have the ward save, but they're still they're pretty formidable there. Otherwise, we're still fighting on this side. Yeah, there's a good picture for you. But after combat, you can see I'm picking at the giant a little bit, getting more and more wounds, but he's doing a number on my men-at-arms, even with their ward save. My battle standard bearers unit is now down a total of 6 guys, so yeah, that's hurting. And this combat, my champion was the only one left, sitting on 1 wound, and he broke from combat. My opponent decided not to chase me. He's just going to sit there and try to shoot me with that horde on the right by my peg knight. The funny thing about that is he shot at me for at least a couple turns after this and couldn't get that last wound off. You'll see how it turns up eventually in the end, but it's kind of funny. So Orc and Goblin turn 4. He brings his ranked up unit into my men-at-arms. Now I won't be steadfast, so I'm in a world of trouble there. We're still duking it out with the trolls. My money would be on the trolls, by the way. And he tried to charge one of my units, and again he failed the charge like he did earlier in the game. And so again, that allows me an opportunity for a dual charge. The problem is I don't have enough to get him, so he's not steadfast, and he's likely just going to countercharge again, and that could be painful as it was last time. So men-at-arms broke, the goblins chased him down, or they ran off the board either way. The giant turned, the trolls killed off more of my units. So I'm down to 1 rank and file plus my prophetess and my BSB, so that's very, very scary. So we go to Bretonnia turn 4. Since I wasn't going to come close to negating steadfast on his goblins, what I decided to do was take my knights errant and charge them into the flank of the trolls, and hopefully just through static combat res, win that combat and hopefully get far enough away that I don't get killed on any kind of countercharge. Save my prophetess and my BSB in the process. I felt that if I didn't do that, I was almost automatically going to lose my BSB and my prophetess, as well as the rest of the points for their unit. And so I just hung back with my Knights of the Realm in the lower left-hand corner. Over here, my champion rallies. There's another picture of that. There's a close-up picture of that. I really like how those trolls are painted, by the way. And it kind of worked. It worked in that we beat the trolls. My Knights Errant overran so that they're not going to get charged. So that went beautifully. I didn't really work everything else out so well because, the unit's completely gone now, but my BSB and my Prophetess got the charge on the Giant. And I know he's sitting on a bunch of wounds, but he has a few wounds left, and that's somewhat makes my Prophetess somewhat vulnerable, I would think. So I don't know what happened. His one of his spellcasters, he's in miscast, took a wound, but and then fled. I don't think it really affected the game. He rallied later on. Orc Goblin turn 5. He turns his goblins around. I guess the Horde was able to see my BSB, and so charge them in the rear, which that's going to hurt. The only thing I have going for me is the Prophetess has the Crown of Command, and so I'll issue a challenge with her, and hopefully whatever champion he has or character won't be able to do 3 wounds on her. And so if nothing else, they should be able to stick. Otherwise, he tried to charge this unit and failed. There we go. He tried at the upper left, tried to use all those shots to shoot at my Peg Knight champion and couldn't do a wound, which I thought was kind of funny. There's the close-up. Yeah, that's not typically where you want your Prophetess and your Battle Standard Bearer to be. So what happened there, though, was she got in a challenge, and she may not have taken any wounds. She survived it beautifully. It was great. I'm pretty sure my Battle Standard Bearer survived. Yeah, he survived. So we're stubborn 8 rerollable, and I fail them both. So, oh, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. This turn, these guys finally were able to pick off that Peg Knight champion. And, yeah. So, like I said, I failed them both. BSB automatically dies. They overran the Prophetess and got the charge into the rear of my Knights Errant. Yeah, that hurts. So what can you do? On my turn, I take these guys, instead of charging into the face of his ranked up unit with his general in it, I took him to the rear of this unit. He's going to be steadfast, but there's nothing else to do. So I kill a couple. He's steadfast. We all stick. And then he charges in the front of that. It's like a Congo line battle going on with the squig hoppers coming in the front, and that is certainly going to hurt. He took his general's unit to the face of my bowman. And yeah, I don't have a prayer. But not only does he have the odds anyway, but he just whooped up on these guys. He killed almost all of them outright. It was crazy. So easily broken over on them. When this battle was over, amazingly enough, my Knights Errant stuck, but my Knights of the Realm just bounced right off. And so it looked, on his turn, we fought again, and my Knights Errant got polished off. So now there's nothing left of mine on the board except for that one unit there in the middle of the table. Yeah, that's what it looked like when all was said and done. And those guys were still alive, so just an absolute butt whooping on the Bretonnians. Yeah, there's a lot of things I was doing, like I said earlier, a little bit fast and loose, and just playing around with some different ideas, but they didn't work out, and the dice certainly did not help me in my plans. So anyway, that was it. Victory to the Goblins. Hope you enjoyed it.